Okay, we're gonna go try out some of my rats. Some of my other random lures that I pull out of here. We'll pull that guy. We'll test this guy. And also show you guys okay, I like to use these little clips. I don't know if you can see them, but they're nice for tying on stuff. All my lures, normally I would put split rings on them, but because I'm using this tactical speed clip, I do not put a split ring on. And in particular, this is one of my heavier lures by far. It's fast sinking. It does have a really good dead fish look on the jerk. And show you this thing. Okay, it does look and sound like a pile of bricks hitting the water. I don't like how much it rolls. Now, another one of my baits is this two-piece rat with a tail. And that action in that, I have caught some big bass. I'll try to zoom in on these small ripples that the tail makes. Once you crank down, it'll crank down maybe, I don't know, maybe a foot and a half, even if you're really cranking. I throw this on braid. Doesn't mean that you have to. You can see the action in the water, and I almost also. Once again, this is my rat. I've done very well with these. Probably my most productive lure that I've made so far have been the rats, and they all have these big Lexan lips. I only need one set of treble hooks for these. All you need is on the front trebles. Almost all the fish grab it like this. I miss very few fish. And for the tails, I just have more of a pin joint with I have a hinge with a pin that goes down through. But nice little lure. And the last one I'll show you guys is going to be this guy right here, the chartreuse goose. Like I said, I don't normally do, but if I'm not using the angler clip, I highly recommend using the split ring. You need something for action for anybody who walks the dog. That split ring is key in what they do. So this is the chartreuse goose. It is about 1.25 ounces. It's made of poplar. It has a couple coats of enamel paint and then epoxy. And we'll throw them at these geese and see what they think. Whack, whack, whack. Big presence in the water. Easily bobs from side to side when you try to walk the dog. Fun lure to use, really is. And then I like to mimic a walk the dog action. You'd be surprised where you can pull a fish out of with a big lure like this. It really draws some angry strikes. And of all the baits I've been making right now, I am really excited about the topwater ducks. I don't know a whole lot of other people that can just reel it on steady retrieve, and because of the funny shape in the bill, it's irregular. I've found that almost all the fish that I've caught on these kind of lures, it seems to be either I throw it right on top of them and they just hit it on a response, or it's usually when I'm really acting erratic with it, jerking it, doing something completely different. That seems to be what really attracts something decent to smack it. I don't know what it is, but you have to think of it as a dying duck. You know, what would it do? It would flail, it would. And that seems to be how I'm getting my strikes. So, see if I can't get one on camera for you. If not, at least you get to see it in action, how I use it. And the beautiful thing is, it floats, so for some reason you cast off or whatever, you can go retrieve it if you have to. It's a lot better than spending a pile of money on a lure and it sinks and you drop it and that's the end of it. So once again, these are some of the lures that I made. I got some topwater spook type lures. I call this one the chartreuse goose. I also make, I would consider this one of my large rats. I usually make them a little bit bigger than this. But my two-piece rats with a replaceable tail, and swim baits that I make, anyone who's actually made a swim bait and realized the difficulty it is in getting them swim the way that you want to consistently. I enjoy making them, but swim baits are frustrating sometimes. This one in particular, I actually printed out an image. I colored it with colored pencil, and I drew all my details in with a Sharpie here. You can see my edges, and I just glued an image right onto this, and then I just epoxied over it. This thing is bulletproof, and I'll tell you what, I just been using JB Weld 5-minute epoxy, and you have some imperfections, but in general these things are bulletproof. So good luck and tight lines, and if you're interested in one of these custom lures, get a hold of me.